Welcome. If you've just joined us, and I know others will be as we get started, but we're going to jump in. You've found Factor Eight's monthly sales shot, and today we're talking about how to build a manager cadence and save your own life. Um, Listen, I was a sales manager. I'm not going to tell you how many decades ago, and it was like the first year in sales management was the roughest year of my life. Hardest job, busiest job, and I've had some big doozies since then. And I'm here to share some secrets about how to make this a little bit easier for you. Um, 20 years after that frontline first year, I popped out and started Factor 8 and wrote the curriculum that I wish I had 15 years ago. And today I'm going to share with you tips and tricks of from one or two, mostly one of our 15 micro modules that are the Factor 8 Sales Manager Job Training. So in the chat for me, thank you for continuing to share where you're from and your favorite binge TV show. Thank you, Amy. We're going to start with, hey, how often does your day go off the rails? So vote for me. Let's talk about what our days look like and how to get in control of them. In this session, we're going to start by trying to help you prevent the line at your desk, the 24/7 chat blow up. We're going to try to make the team a little more self-sufficient. We're going to make more time for coaching. This is the big goal. Stop the constant firefighting and get control of our day. If you're done with the poll, I'm going to ask you to go to the chat. Y'all thought this was going to sit in the background. Chat for me. Number one, if you are a frontline sales manager or a revenue leader. Number two, if you're an enablement manager. Number three, if you are a leadership, second line leadership. I love it, Nina. Just type it in, honey. You're good. Or number four, if you're an aspiring manager. Let's see who we've got here with us today. One is frontline sales manager. Two is enablement. Three is, Nina, you're cracking me up. Three is leadership, second line level. And four is aspiring. Got it. Good. Good. All right. Well, perfect. Now I know who I'm talking to. Let's end this poll and show you how we're doing. How often does your day go off the rails? Y'all are good. Look at this. I'm sharing. Come on, share with me. There we are. A few times a week. Fire drills galore, but nobody's copying to every single day. And I'm proud of you guys. That's fantastic. And yet only one of us is my calendar as boss. So loving you, whoever that is, go ahead and raise your hand in the chat so that we can genuflect appropriately. If you have never joined us before, let me share with you folks, you should be looking at our upcoming workshops. You can find this at factor8.com/shots. We do a free webinar like this, tip-rich, fast-paced, 30 minutes every month. Some are for reps, some are for managers, some are for enablement. Those are our audiences and the people that we love as part of our Factor 8 family. So jump in there now, register for the next three. And here are some other companies in our Factor 8 family. So if you've never heard of us before, we're legit, man. We've been around for 16 years. This was something I started like as I jumped out of corporate America and didn't find the training I wish I had when I had reps coming out of new hire and couldn't find the training I wish I had as an enablement leader at SAP for my leaders. So I built it myself. You can get access to it. What I'm going to share with you today, you can get more training because y'all know my soapbox is webinars are fun, but they aren't training. So we have an open enrollment that happens, gosh, once every few years. So I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to share tips about what we're going to be training during it. If you want more at the end, look for this. I'm sure Amy's going to chat in the registration for it. But we haven't done this in a few years. And there's one coming up May through September, first come, first serve. If you're not sure that manager training gets results, which is kind of hilarious to me, but it's out there, less than 28% of companies have training for their frontline managers. Did you know that? So if you're feeling bereft, don't worry, your company's not the only one. It's tough to prioritize those development dollars, but we've seen huge lifts in rep results just by working with sales managers. I don't have any aspiring on my team, but since I do have a few leaders, I just want to tell you tomorrow's the last day. Give me a Yahoo if you've heard of Girls Club in the chat. Do I have any Girls Clubbers with me here today? This is, yay! This is Passion Project, right? This is frontline manager training for women only. If you've recently been promoted or aspiring to get into sales management, we are not full. We've got room for, I think, 4 seats left, and applications close tomorrow. So if you are a leader and there's a fantastic woman in revenue on your team that you think would make a great leader in the next few years, please scan this code and send her to us. It is run at cost. You'll never get better training for less money. And it's a career launching fabulousness. I will stop. Here we go. Let's talk about workload and stress. Who wants to guess the answer to this? Chat it in, fill in the blank. In fact, I'll make it easy for you. According to the American Institute of Stress, 46%, the vast majority of stress is due to, 1, if you think it's stupidity. 2, if you think it's constantly interviewing new reps. 3, systems and tools. Or number 4, just the sheer workload. What is your guess? I've got workload. 4. Yes! The overwhelming workload. Sadly, a recent source, Cornerstone, said that 80% of the average working day is spent on activities with little or no value. That's not a big surprise to most of my managers out there, I'm sure. But I'm going to share with you something that I hope is going to make you feel a little bit better. I have worked with thousands of managers around the world. It's been my privilege to do so, literally training in 50 different countries. And over time, we develop trust, right? And the majority of managers under 2 years, when we get real with each other, they tell me the same secret. And the secret is, I think I made a mistake. I don't think I should have gotten into management. Those first years are rough. The overwhelm is real. And folks, not everybody on your team is who you used to be, right? Like, you don't manage a team of yous. This is why you're the leader. We got into it because we want to develop people. We want to do it better, but we feel like a babysitter. And a lot of days, it feels like trying to nail Jell-O to a wall. This is how I described it. I've got zero control. I felt like I had laughable expertise. I had some raw leadership skills, but I had zero experience. I literally didn't know what to do on the job. So I stayed at my desk. I did reports. I released orders. I did a lot of emails. But I never left the desk, right? Because since I didn't know what I was doing, I felt like I couldn't leave. And that was rough. So last chance, go ahead, fill in the poll for us. It is totally anonymous. Do you ever regret it? About half of you haven't voted. Does anybody regret it? It is anonymous. You've got 3, 2, 1. Ending the poll. The vast majority of us are saying sometimes. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for being so honest and sharing that. It's a rough job. So what we're going to talk about here is the manager cadence. It's like a filing system for your team interactions. You had a sales process. This is your management process. Cool. It's how we organize everything we're supposed to do, because we're smart when we organize we organize our Netflix playlist, right? And our binges. Let's organize our days a little better as well, because those Jell-O days, those nailing Jell-O, those are reactive days. If you've ever done a personality test, right? If you're proactive, reactive, a high driver or not, most folks who succeed in sales and get into sales management, we're proactive drivers. And what drives us crazy is that we spend all day reacting, the whack-a-mole and the firefighting. You're not getting to what you want to do. And that's frustrating. I would say that most of us could agree we got into management for this, right? We could make more money in sales, closing deals ourselves, right? And have less stress. But it's this that's the hardest to get to, because there's very seldom a rep development and leadership fire that needs to be put out. But there are plenty of customer fires and deal fires and babysitting fires. So let's just narrow in really quickly on proactive versus reactive, right? Reading your email. We all have to do it. It is the least fun part of my day because it's reactive. When you've got a line at your desk or your Slack with questions you need to get to, proactive or reactive, see if you can beat me to it in the chat. 3, 2, 1, reactive. What about a morning huddle? You bring the team together, we talk about our focus for the day. That's a good one. Proactive, and we're in a race. Here we go, sister. How about helping reps with their questions and their issues? Right? We're in there, we're helping, we're teaching. Sorry, folks. Yep, Anne's right. It's reactive. How about planning the team meeting and how we're going to get everybody excited and energized and trained up? Proactive. How about grabbing a rep and saying, you're falling behind in pipeline. Let's take a look at some sales strategy. Proactive. What about creating reports for the boss? Yeah, you got it. Our goal here is to prioritize the proactive, okay? Identify your top priorities, put them into your cadence or schedule. We're going to look at that in a moment. And then, folks, sometimes it's only one thing you get to get done. I pull a Post-it note of the one thing. Old school. And I will get that done before I leave today. What kills me is when I have a huge list and I feel like a failure, I don't get to the whole thing. One thing and do it first. That's the key. Don't open your email first. Do your one thing. So, what is your current biggest time suck? Whether you're an enablement manager or sales manager. My reps are needing me 24/7. The forecasting and reporting, I'm in spreadsheet hell. Too many meetings, too many calls. Or playing therapist. Especially now, right? It's a different workforce. It's a different work environment. There's so much less peer learning and sharing that's happening. They're more dependent on us on the front lines. All right, we don't have everybody participating yet. Get in there quick. What is your vote? What's taking the most of your time? We're going to close it in 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Was it a surprise to you? We're all there. Too many meetings, too many calls, no time for coaching. Damn it. And that's why we got into leadership, right? That's what we're trying to make time for. So we're on the same page. Let's move on. I want to show you guys, pardon me, a little sneak peek. My team used to travel all over doing benchmark assessments for virtual sales centers. And our leaders would come to us and ask, stack rank our leaders. What's a great sales manager look like? And these were the top 10 things on our list. Now, check this out. Consistently exceeding the team goal, not just writing one top rep or account, but the most number of the team, right? The largest percentage of the team at quota. Attrition and promotion, really, really important. But this is it. Number 6 is what we're talking about. A scalable management system. Hiring matrix, consistently finding time to coach. Boom. We know you're in control of your day when you are finding time to coach. So number 6, number 8, and of course, number 9 is a follow-up to that. Having that team development culture happens when you're consistently coaching. So this is critical to getting 3 parts of our top 10 working for you. Now, if you're not sure if you're a developmental kind of manager, if you're relatively new to this and you're not sure what your path to the top is or where you rank in that, we made a fun quiz. I got to tell you, I've been meaning to do this for years. For years. Like I said, thousands of managers. There are some pretty typical types out there, and I would love for you to find out which one you are. It's completely free. It takes like 5 minutes. There's 10 questions on this. We're going to send you your archetype, what your superpowers are, and where you might have some gaps to help you level up. All right, so here we go. Shot number 3. Let's create a cadence, folks. The cadence is the management process. It's the regular meetings with your team that organizes all of the interactions into meetings. Now, I know you said you have too many meetings and not enough time for coaching, but we're going to be meeting with your team. It's not about all the meetings with customers and bosses and product marketing and all of those folks, okay? Now, some people tell me this, and I bet a few of you will cop to this as well, right? But I do it all in one meeting. And I'm going to tell you it's pretty common, but it's not best practice. Now, it doesn't mean you need to have a billion meetings every single month with your rep, but when you separate out the focus, you get much better results. So here's the 7 in the cadence. You're already doing performance one-on-one meetings, I'm willing to bet. But I bet you're also covering coaching and pipeline sometimes in those meetings. And I'm going to ask you to do those separately. Makes sense in a minute. Give me a moment. Sales huddles, sales strategy meetings, which could be lead strategy, account strategy, deal strategy, territory strategy. It depends on your type of rep. Team meetings, and of course, a quarterly performance and career review, which takes the place of the one on one. But don't worry, I'm not saying 7 meetings every month with every rep. They're not all created equal. Some are short, some occur more often, some occur less often, and some are group. So let's take a look at this. Which of these meetings should be done one on one and which should be done in a group? Call coaching. You can get up to 3, but no more than that. Okay. People think that playing call recordings is call coaching, and it's not. People think live slacking what to say during a call is call coaching. That's not coaching. Coaching is when you're giving one on one feedback about their execution of the skills. So it means listening to a call and giving the feedback. You can do it in small groups, but no more than 2 or 3. Quarterly reviews are, of course, one on one. So are one on one performance meetings and the sales strategy meeting. Every once in a while, those can come up to 1, 2, or 3 as well, as long as they're getting specific feedback about their execution. You're the personal trainer in this, right? The person right there guiding as they're lifting the weights. That's what it means when you're giving that strategy and that coaching feedback. But here's what we do in groups. Of course, sales huddles, right? If they're longer than 10 minutes or anyone sitting down, we're doing it wrong. Pipeline meetings, quit doing it one on one and do it in a group, folks. That tension is gorgeous. People do not show up unprepared twice, let me tell you. Takes a huge burden off of you, puts the onus onto them, and saves you time. And of course, team meetings. If you're doing these once a month or so, fantastic. That's also in a group. So let's look at how often in this cadence. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, folks. You can get this in the course Essential Manager Meetings. Yes, it's part of the certification. Yes, it's part of Girls Club. You can take it on your own and get unlimited templates and all of the best practices with this as well. But this structure, I can't tell you how many hugs I've gotten around the world. Like, this will save your life. All right. How often do we do this? Call coaching. It depends on what kind of rep you have. We have best practices we recommend for how often we do A's, B's, C's, D's, and newbies. But on average, you're looking at twice a month with a rep, and you can go from 1 to 3 reps. The quarterly review is obvious, right? The one-on-one performance is usually the first week of the month. This can be 30 minutes. How did we do last month? What's the goal this month? What's the plan to get there? How are our KPIs tracking? What questions do we have? That's the performance part. The rest of the one-on-one, yes, there's a second half, is about the connection. Okay, I don't have time to go deep into every single meeting, but there's about a billion ideas of what else you could and should be doing in there to create that bond, to reduce attrition, and to get that rep walking through walls for you. The other one is sales strategy. This is one-on-one and it's ad hoc. You do a pipeline meeting and you notice that Amy's coming in dead last. You're calling a sales strategy meeting with Amy, right? All right, let's look at what we're doing group. Sales huddle, I would say twice a week. We'll stand up. Let's get the energy high. Let's talk about the focus. Let's get excited. Let's answer questions. Let's look at contest results. Let's do something to break up the monotony. When we look at pipeline meetings, once or twice a month. If you're doing this once a week, one-on-one with your reps, you just got your life back. You're welcome. Group meetings, first or second week of the month, right? Again, in the middle of the month. And then we're doing sales strategy meetings afterwards to help reps close those gaps. Team meetings once a month are just fine. Again, I can give you all the best practices in that class. So once you start to put these together, you got to calendar it, right? You start with a blank calendar, schedule your quarterly first, work your way down to the dailies, right? The weeklies. Make sure you never schedule more than 4 hours of meetings a day. You're already in too many meetings a day. But half your day is still going to have to be reactive. Plan for that. Cool? Pull it together into a calendar because it can feel overwhelming. Try it for a month. Then you send invites to your team, including their prep items. We'll give you all of these lists in the class. Your prep items, what you're going to look at in the agenda, and you hold them to getting there on time. When they start missing, not showing up and coming late, they'll only go as far as you allow them to go. So hold on to your calendar, folks, okay? Calendar integrity is difficult when you've got a team of people who want and need you. But I'm here to tell you the flaming shot, they're not all fires. They really aren't. So, a little snippet from everybody's favorite class, Own Your Day, in part of Girls Club. I'm thinking of you ladies over there. Em. You got to check out the difference between urgent and important. Then decide when to take action. And whoo, we got to be consistent. Here's what I'm talking about, right? This matrix. Urgent is usually related to dollars in your commission check, right? I'm sorry, that's important. Ah, I just made it worse. Important, right, is critical. It's dollars usually rules in sales. Urgent is about time. That's about deadlines, right? You get a super angry customer call. Gosh, it really feels urgent to them, but is it important? So it takes a while to build this muscle, doesn't it, ladies? But figuring out quickly all those inbound requests and what to do with them is a really, really important muscle. The more important muscle, however, is guarding your time because the requests won't stop. But you have to delegate, say no, or push into a meeting. Here's an example for you, right? How many of you have reps that do this? Oh my gosh, did you hear my call? Oh, I thought you were on. Like the best reps in the world were like puppies that need to be pet all the time, right? So they come, they always want to tell you about this great call. And you're like, oh my God, this is the only 5 minutes I have to eat today. So we guard our time. I did hear it. You sounded awesome, but let's discuss this in your call coaching. Would you please put this on our agenda? Okay. The key is pushing back into the meetings. Oh, I did hear it's fantastic. Bring the story to tomorrow's huddle. I would love to help you with this, but I only have 3 seconds right now. Or I've got 30 minutes in the one-on-one we have scheduled tomorrow. Can it wait until then? Reps will always take the path of least resistance. So stop being where the water flows. They're not all fires. All right. We've got tons more templates, tools, best practices, lists of what to cover, lists of what to prep. And all of that is sitting in our Essential Manager Meetings class, every single one of these meetings. Again, I'm going to show you this coaching certification because we cover this class on your day and then coaching 101, 201, and 301. This is not only free coaching forms, free training resources for your team. We're going to help you find the time to coach. 201 is about strategic coaching. How often do I coach an A versus a B? How do I make more time? And how do I make sure that the people I'm coaching are retaining it? They're actually doing it? How do I keep their confidence high? How do I ensure I'm getting better results from reps and from my whole team without having to individually go in and coach every deal? I mean, that's the dream world, isn't it? The whole idea here is becoming the coach that you always wanted to be. So factor8.com/coach, 25 seats, then it's closed. I had a client ask, like, where's Girls Club for my boys? I've got 3 frontline managers. I don't have any women. How do I get the men trained? And I have to say, I usually have a different response to that. But this time I said I'd be very happy to open a cohort. And don't forget, take the quiz. What kind of manager are you? I can't wait to see your results. I am number 3, the powerhouse, which makes me a lousy coach. But I'll tell you, I've been working at it and working at it and working at it. It is a skill you constantly have to refresh because naturally we're not so great at it. All right, last reminder, Girls Club application. You're a powerhouse. Yay! If you've taken your quiz already, you fabulous multitaskers, type it in. What are you? Jennifer, you're a powerhouse. Who else? Who else is taking the quiz? Go take it. You can type in your results. This is great. While you do it, I'm going to tell you for 10 more seconds about Girls Club. This is a program that's changing lives. I've learned the hard way that too many women aren't raising their hands for those promotions. I was speaking at Outreach a few years ago, and I was talking to 2 guys before I was on the panel. And the young guy had literally just been hired that Monday. This was Thursday. And he was standing with his sales manager. And I was telling him what Girls Club was. And he turned to his manager and said, Ross, how do you get promoted around here? And the manager went in and explained to him, oh, you do this level and then that level and then this training and then that level. And this is the path. He's like, oh, cool. Thanks. So I went on and I did the panel and we did the whole thing, right? And at the end, we were taking questions. And in the back row was the sweetest little blonde girl. She raised her hand and said, I've been a top performing SDR here for about 2.5 years. Is it still too soon for me to talk to people about getting into management one day? See the difference? So, Girls Club is about helping women get there sooner. We do the skills and the job training, just like the certification. We also give mentors, role models, confidence building, spotlights. We create this community of women supporting other women. And the number one thing we ask folks to do is help us identify talent. We have folks in marketing, enablement, business development, sales, RevOps, customer success, any revenue related career. We're looking for those rock star individual contributors who should be in leadership, and we're going to get them there. We're going to get them there fast. So, ladies, thank you for being part of this today. If you've taken your quiz, type it in for us. Anybody else? And the powerhouse, too. Oh, see, we stick together, don't we? If we're not connected on LinkedIn, please find us at Factor 8 and at We Are Girls Club. It has been my pleasure to be here with you sharing these tips. This manager cadence literally saved my life, and I hope that it can save yours as well. And I hope you join us. If you haven't gotten manager training, come in to Girls Club or be part of that certification. We'd love to have you. I will stay here. If you've got questions, type them into chat and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for joining us. Go kick some butt out there. We'll see you next month, everybody. Have a good one. Welcome, welcome. Have a good one. Right back to you, Ashish. Hi, Brittany. Good to see your name. I didn't see it before. That's just lovely. Thanks, Nina. Appreciate you. Hi, Leona. I didn't see you there before either. Thank you for joining. Amy, thanks for your help with the polls. You're very, very welcome, folks. Have a great day. Nice to see you, Keith. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.